Wordplay, wordplay. We're back, y'all. We're gonna try. Is this where I belong? I think not to be Linkin Park. Am I supposed to be perhaps like there? And we don't play on easy. That's what you don't make friends with salad. Obviously a joke written by someone who's never had a Greek salad. Either way, we don't play on easy. That's all I'm trying to say. I like to see double T's. I just wish that this game was in Swedish. I think I would probably be able to make a word with all these T's. There's Messi, Ankara Messi. There's Pities. Pities is okay. Statip, Patum, Steam. What did I say? Pities? Pities might be all right. Or pieties? I didn't even think about that, but that makes perfect sense, man. Not too bad. We're looking for like something to get rid of this Z, if possible. Or as we call it lately, Zed. Let me see here. No IN. We do have ING. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Baiting, beating, meeting, heating. I'm gonna play heating. Long word gets rid of an H. I don't know if I should be talking about getting rid of letters. Maybe I should be talking about keeping letters. And look at that, we doinked it. 4 refreshes. Gain 2 plays when you skip a perk instead of 2 refreshes. Dude, I don't know. I like progressively growing modifiers. End the word in a vowel, it makes it a better tile for the future. I think that's very important. Zooer. Okay, fair enough. Thought we might have kazoo. How about roomy? Ends with an E. Slang for roommate, but slang can be words, man. How do you think half the words got here? We want good words, ideally, that end in vowels, man. I'll just say, by the way, if you're watching this, thank you. Because I haven't looked at the analytics on this at all. I haven't looked at the comments. I just post them. I'm just having fun playing them. So if you are also enjoying watching them, even better, man. I think we could play Stabler, like from Law and Order, but I think we play Stable to gas up an E a little bit, man. We got plenty of time to build these letters. Probably something that ends in a Y is good here. We're so close to green. We're not so close to greenery. We're at greenery. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as a vowel here, but I think I've still got to send it. I don't know why. I guess I don't really know when it's a vowel and when it's not, to be honest with you. Refresh all tiles with the same letter. If there are 3 plus of that letter, get 2 refreshes. Refresh all tiles with the same letter. If there are 3 plus of that letter, get 2 refreshes. Doesn't help our score, but having refreshes is nice, man. Add 3 bonus points whenever you reroll perks, get more. Also interesting. And then if the word has 5 tiles, the first and last score 3x. Actually, this seems crazy as our vowels will keep getting stronger and stronger. I think that's what we're looking for, man. And now ideally you want, and it's getting harder. You want 5-letter words that end in a vowel. Like drive is one, but it would be so nice if it started with a J. Just give it a second. Okay, no why. Not that it would count as a vowel anyway. I mean, like, that's a proper noun. Oh! That's not a proper noun? Okay, we take those, man. That's the dream. And then may I say, oh, thank you, mister. Quite frankly, quite cromulent word for your build right now. Holy cow, 44 point quite, that buffs us. If the first tile's a vowel, multiply a score by 5. That I can't, I see the synergy, but I can't promise we can do that. Free 4-letter word once per round is actually, that's kind of sick. It's like a pseudo refresh. Strava. I mean, like, we could always play taxas. The problem is it's a 5-letter word, but it doesn't end in a vowel. You know what? Sorry, we get a free play on a 4-letter word. Let's play taxa. It ends in an A, so the A will be buffed. And this is, we're thinking about the future, man. We're thinking about the future. We got lots of vowels to buff, don't get me wrong. And we got a bunch of free letters, but we literally have one vowel, man. I can't believe I'm gonna play this, but like, wash? That's not how that works. Swash? It's a 5-letter word, so it'll at least double the H. It's gonna be hard to get a word that ends in a vowel and has 4 consonants before it. I think we did the right thing there. There's gotta be something. We have an O, an I, and a U. Probably, like radio? No. Oh, that doesn't work. Like radio. Ritu. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to be a 5-letter word, but the 5-letter word scores more points, which allows us to get score. So again, we want words that end in vowels that are 5 letters long, if possible. If possible. So close, man. Louboutin, Labubu. Matcha latte in Bali before Labubu rave. Is that what it's called? As someone in Twitch chat told me that was popping off on Twitter lately. How about forti? Italian for strong. Honestly, I might be inclined to use a refresh on that one, man. And we're starting to get some of our sweet letters back. I mean, Cameo just jumps out at you immediately. I do feel like the dream. Oh, that it's not gonna buff that letter anyway. But why then? In that case, oh yeah, keep it. We might use it to farm a word that ends in an E. Cameo for 25. I think it's pretty good, man. Romeo. Okay, we'll take that. We're gonna be a master of 5-letter words by the end of this, and we're kind of farming plays. When submitting, the second tile will score 3x the points. I love the idea of creating E's though, man, to have more vowels to end words with, and those E's will become super strong over time. Words shorter than 6 score 0 points. Okay, that's bad, but we still get, not that one, please. We still get 1 word for free to increment a vowel and get rid of some letters. So even though it scores 0, it buffs our deck forever. Actually, it scores 1. Now, ideally, 6-letter or longer words that end in a vowel. So close. Revolving? Oh. Revolving. There is, I mean, obviously there's ing. Maybe this is, it doesn't end in a vowel. Lazing seems great to me, just as something that can get rid of a Z and be long enough to farm some bonus points. How about a future? You don't have a second U. Fortune? Fortune with an E that gets stronger. Absolutely, we take that. I know right now you're like, what are you gonna use your upgrade for? Well, one day we're not gonna have E's, bro, if we keep using them. So just chill. It's gotta be something. I mean, there's like career. It's a 6-letter word. It uses some okay letters. Well, you know what? We should look for QU. It doesn't buff anything, but it's gonna get us through this. If we could play queerly? Queerly. Okay. I tried to sneak in an extra I there. That's gonna be enough points for us to have to play one more word. Printer, yeah. Device. Device is kind of a crazy 6-letter word that ends in an E. And then am I a different kind of beast? If I just say, give me an extra 3 points or 2 points off it to begin with. It's kind of like it's a free lunch to turn an E into a better E. But we might be thinking uncreatively. Maybe like getting rid of Z's for E's would be smart. Tiles in the hold zone aren't affected by refresh. So we could do like a selective refresh. Create 3 standard tiles the same letter as the provided or swap with a consonant. Honestly, on this one, I would look at a reroll. Add 5 standard Ys. Emerald tiles always score but have a 1 in 3 chance of being permanently destroyed. If the word starts with the last letter of the previous word, multiply the final score by 2. Dude, I think we can do something with that, especially with the ability to get some E's. Oh, it swaps with an E from the letter bag. So we didn't turn an E into an E. We traded an E for an E. Burp, 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 burp. So 4-letter word that ends in a vowel that uses bad letters. I think that's step 1, unless I'm building my whole deck out wrong. Nuva. Okay, I see you. Pardon me. Gotta be something. I guess we could just play tuna. And then if our next word starts with an A, we get 2x. That doesn't end in a vowel, but it's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. I gotta at least give that a try. Okay, now you want something that has a... Wait, we don't have ing. Hey, this is a problem, man. These letters are kind of garbage. We could spell like video wrong. Pippi? I really don't want to use a refresh, man. There's got to be a way that we could like add... Oh, you know what? Why not turn in... Because this is a shuffle. Turn the N into an E. Doesn't turn it, it just swaps it. And then spell video. It's a 5-letter word. Obviously doesn't start with T, but that's okay. So we'll add a lot of extra points to that. So we're 31. And if the first word is an O, we get a lot off of this. And it's 5x. The X's are not good, and there was no vowel involved. That wasn't enough. Okay, I gotta start using my head. Has to end in an I. That's really hard, man. Like salty. Salty. It's like it's a curry, maybe? I think it might be a curry. Anyway, we're still okay. Multiply the final score by the number of R's in the word. If the word doesn't have 2 consonants in a row, multiply the final score by 2. Let's give it a try, man. There's a lot of restrictions to think of here, though. Okay, so I mean, we could easily get a 2x. If we make idiot, we get a 4x off this. I think that's worth it. We don't trigger this, but we do trigger this and this and this. That's pretty good. That's 60 points for idiot. Oh my God. And then, if possible, a 4-letter word that starts with a T is a free play, and this ends with a vowel, so our E's are getting buffed. And that was a 20-point word for free, which is kind of crazy. Now, it's hard to get a 5-letter, like here's where things get tricky. It's very difficult to get a 5-letter word that starts with E, also ends with a vowel. Like you get the idea. Like the number of restrictions are getting really high. But if we could hit like 2 or 3 of them, we'd probably be pleased. Like I can see like dense, that's 5 letters. It ends in a vowel. The problem is it's not going to, we can make Ekans. So I guess we can make snake, but it doesn't, there's gotta be something that starts with an E and ends with an E that we can make here. I know I said I wasn't gonna look for it, but of course I'm gonna look for it. When all my... Okay, I can I can do you something. I don't know if this is gonna count. Give me an E and then spell Essex. Okay, fair enough. A 8 getting multiplied by 3. I was ready for that. I was living for that. Either way, I'm happy to have an E. E. Every once in a while, I'm looking at it and I'm not even sure that I'm trying to find a word. I think I'm just ambiently looking at letters. Like it would be sick to start the word. It's more important that you start the word with an E than that you end with a vowel, for sure. Like, is there anything we could do here? There's gotta be, I mean, there's E's. E's might be all right, man. I mean, obviously with the S, it multiplies some letters, but this is like, first letter's an E, doesn't have 2 consonants in a row, and the last letter's a vowel. For farming, I think I could accept E's, even at the cost of a play. It's 44 points, man. That's pretty good. I think the idea here would just be get across the line. So if we could do a 5-letter word that has a W at the start or the end, or both, that would be awesome. I don't think that's a word, man. That's a word. Is it enough? Let's crunch the numbers, man. So it'd be 1, 4, 5, 6, 10, plus 5, so 15. Then this would give us another 8, so 23. And then this would give us, oh no, it wouldn't give us another 8. It would give us, yeah, no, it would give us another 8, and you would give us another 2, so that's 10, and now I've forgotten the numbers. 10, 15, 23, 27. 27 doesn't get you there. I can't help but feel like we can do better. It's got to be ideally a 5-letter word though. And we've only got A's to work with. That's better. It doesn't end in a vowel, but this is better. Because the W is gonna triple and the K is gonna triple. Huge. Huge. Transform a tile into a dot tile. I do like repig. That's a good one, man. The only problem I have with it is that it's gonna make it much harder to get, I don't know if it's gonna make it harder or easier to get 5-letter words. Because it'll be like it'll be easier because we'll have 3-letter words. But if we come up with a long word, we're gonna struggle more to play it. I think we're better off with dot tiles on our good vowels, to be honest. Tiles refresh after submission, refreshes cost plays. Okay, good to know. Wouldn't mind playing a 4-letter word to start that preferably uses like an X. I mean, technically a 5-letter word that uses an X would be crazy if it was at the starts. Or at the end. Not that many words that end with an X though. Is this a word or am I freaking out? It's a word, bro! Hang on, why that exists in my head somewhere. I gotta figure out what is Panax? Panax ginseng. Dude, because I take a ginseng supplement because I got sick so much I thought my immune system was broken. That's how I know Panax. Crazy. Okay, a 4-letter word is free. I think, here's what I'm liking, man. We just play aura, convert this to a dot, so it scores ×2 as the last one. This is gonna become a very valuable piece of the pie. And it doesn't have 2 consonants in a row. So we go to 28 for free off of an aura. Now the first letter is not gonna be A. I'll stop you right there. I'm feeling a lot better about this run. There's something here. I don't know what it is yet. And it's nice to have, like, I just want to find 5-letter words with an E, preferably at the end, man. That would be fine for a guy like me. There's some stuff that's like so close, man. I mean, I can make a 5-letter word. I can make fines. I can make wires. But I really want that E at the end. I could make wines. I could make swine with a super E at the end that's gonna score like a freaking truck, man. Combination Scrabble and Balatro finally hidden at the same time, man. And we're still farming place. Now, it would be awesome to do a word that starts with an E. End is 5 letters long and ends with a vowel. And there's a lot of 5-letter words here. Muted. There's probably more, but we got one. But the problem is, I want it to end with this, if I can get there. Etude. It's the perfect word for the 21st century lifestyle. You become a dot. You go over here, you go over there. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Okay, hang on. Literally, I hate to do this because we're scoring a lot of points, but I gotta take this. I'll be right back. Sorry, chat. I forgot I had an important call, but we're back like a minute later, and obviously we won. Little sus. If the final word of the round has 4 tiles, gain 2 refreshes. That's crazy. You could save your free 4-piece until the end to get 2 refreshes per round. I do like this upgrade. If the letters are vowel, refresh all vowels. It makes it easier to fish for our goated vowels. This would be our last modifier too. It'd be so nice to have a modifier that has, I mean, we could always dump that when we get close to the end because it's not adding too much starting soon. But if the final, the refreshes might be goated, man. But this making it easier to fish for our good vowels is also very interesting. I'm sorry, I gotta do it. I'm addicted to synergy. It has to be done. Well, the first letter is not gonna be an E unless we shuffle for one. If we could find a 4-letter, a 5-letter word that ends with an E, which I'm sure there is. Crane, for example. Wait, no, it has to start with an E. Edict. Okay, it would actually work just fine. A 7-point E. Edict. Doesn't end in a vowel, but the 2x points is nice. And don't use the 4-tile word until you're close to the end. That had 2 consonants in a row. That's okay. I can live with that. here's where things get interesting. It's not gonna start with a T. Radio ends with an O, and then we have another O kicking around. We got 16 plays. I'm not gonna sweat this one too much yet. It would be nice to end with this A if possible. Try to build up like one letter so that if you get it on refreshes, you're pogging up. 52 points ain't too bad. Now, it would be ideal to do a 5-letter word that starts with an O and ends with a vowel. I believe it can be done. Lots of 5-letter words, for sure. It's so close, man. It's so close to greatness. There's gotta be a 5-letter word that starts with an O. Isn't this like a software company? They could have stolen their name from a word. That happens all the time. O'Lear. Maybe that, I thought that could be like an old English word, and then O'Leary, the last name, is someone who does that for a living. Omens. It starts with it, but it ends with it. You know what? It's better to get the 2x score than it is to get 2 bonus points, because the two bonus points take a long time to pay dividends. The 2x score pays dividends immediately. 32 points, kind of a slap in the face. Okay, the first letter is not going to be an S. So this time we definitely just want it to end with a vowel. We're burning plays, don't get me wrong. I know it. 52 points. First letter is not going to be an O. Literally just plays a bunch of letters, and I hope doesn't get us to the threshold because we want to play a 4-letter word. But it's got to be a 4-letter word that finishes the set, which I don't think is going to happen, man, unless it's like an amazing 4-letter word. Well, you could always burn a 4-letter word with a play. Lots of words come into mind, don't get me wrong. Lots of words. I'm literally not, I don't mean it, it's a 5-letter word that ends in a vowel that has no consonants in a row, man. I gotta try. Oh, we overshot it. I thought we were gonna be just under. Okay, permanently add 10 points to a tile score. And the dream is we use that on our, 15 plays is still really good, by the way. I'm stoked about that. If we can use that on our dotted vowels, that's crazy. This is so doable. We want to start a word with an A. No matter what, we want a word that starts with an A. It would be nice if it ended with a vowel. Like aorta would go crazy. Do you think aggro would count? It sucks because it's a 4-letter word, but like we can just play another one later. 12 points. But we buffed an O. And then if the first letter is an O, we get more points. And if it ends in a vowel. It's where some Y's would hit the, oh, I guess they don't even count now that I think about it. So we'd love to make a word that starts with an O. And it could be your good O, but you'd rather end it with you'd rather end it with this O, so this O gets even better. But I think you pretty much have to do it. Ounce? Oh, you beauty. And if that's the case, send it like that. It's very tempting to add 10 to this, but I'm telling you, it's gonna go harder if we can get the dot letters. Good enough, maybe. And then we want a word that starts with E. Preferably ends with a E or an O. E that ends with O is kind of crazy. And there's like events. There's... the thing that matters most is that it's 5 letters long. We're probably... all I could think of is maybe K-E allows you to get something here, but nothing's popping to mind. Nothing's popping to mind. And you really want... sorry, you really wanted to start with an E. Emotes. E... I mean, obviously something like etude would be crazy. Know what I'm talking about? Sounds like it could be like a loan word from French or something. If we can't get that, let's not waste our whole life here. Let's play events. It's a 5-letter word. It'll triple the value of this E at the very least. And then sets up a T for the next one. Ideally, it's a 5-letter word that starts with a T. I mean, tenet works, but we'd really like it to give us some points. That doesn't really give us a lot of points, and we're not really... we're 271 points away, man. Polluted? Oh. Pollens. I think we have to... it's basically like a refresh. I want to burn a refresh here. That's a really bad word for us, if we're being honest. Maybe it's time for a refresh, and we want to see some of these dotted letters to maybe get us out of a jam. You need to be the last letter. That's really hard, man. Drama. Drama. And then you obviously have to be here. Does have 2 consonants in a row, unfortunately, but like could be a big word for us regardless, because this is 45 points by itself. Wow, okay, 123 points for drama. Says a lot about society. If the first letter is an A, we're popping on this one. Ideally, stop me if you've heard this one before. Ideally, we want... starting with an A, 5 letters. It would be nice if it ended with the E. This is... I'm looking this up on my phone, okay? To figure out if this is a real word. I think it's spelled differently. Okay. Obsolete form of airy. The nest of a bird of prey on a high cliff or a mountaintop. Ow! They're crazy for that one, man. They're crazy for that one. If the first letter is an E. Honestly, this sounds bad, but I think we have to burn our last refresh, hope for an E. And then we want a 4-letter word that goes like straight gas, man. I'm telling you, this is it. Starts with an E, ends with an E, and is gas. There must be a word like that. It doesn't have to... It doesn't have to end with an E. If we can get not 2 consonants in a row. Like it could be Edom. Let me just think about this. So I'm in tight, okay? I'm in tight. We want to trigger this to get more refreshes. The refreshes are huge to get the tiles we actually want. It could be Edom. It's 5, 7, 10, 13, but that actually makes it 26. And there's not 2 consonants in a row, which makes it 52. And we get to save our 2 good E's and our add 10 points. This should... Edom... It's a cheese, you Philistine. Eeked. But not with this E. We need to save that E. Eeked. Now we could use deek, but I want it to start with an E. This should be the same math. This should basically... Wait, no, I gotta do the math because this is a different amount of letters. It's still 13. Okay, so it should still equal 52. 52 gets us there. And it doesn't have two consonants in a row. Okay. Huge, 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 huge. This is enormous. More E's? Honestly, might be good because we can just start and end words with E. Let's give it a chance, man. This might be the play. And then here, I think we want to swing for the fences. We got 13 plays on round 11. We want it, ideally, it starts with a D, is 5 letters long, and ends with a dotted E. And that could, then we add 10 points to it, and it could take us to the moon. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head that fits this, but this is kind of like a classic crossword setup. We could also play, we could set up our next word, which is devastating. Like we could play a junk word that ends in a trash E so that we can play a 5-letter word that starts with an E if we've set it up appropriately. And that could be the move, man. Like, do we have a 5-letter word that starts with an E? Preferably that ends with an E as well. Don't worry about that. I have to think about it. This might take us a minute. That starts with an E. A 5-letter word that starts with an E. Of course we do. I just have to think of it. E-date. E-date might be in the inventory, man. Like my thinking, to be honest with you, is you play something like dump an O, turn it into an E, and then play, as crazy as it sounds, play like save. Well, hang on, because you could play mauve. Not with the dotted E. Oh no, maybe with the dotted E. No, you probably wouldn't burn a dotted E on it. You'd probably take another bad O, turn it into another E. And then send it. We're improving a vowel. We're setting up the 2x on an E. And we got lots of E's to work. And 80 points is not insignificant. There must be an E to E word here, man. It has to start with an E. Preferably it would end with an E. Hey, dude, it finally happened, man! The strategy is now... I mean, this is going to be easily the highest scoring word I think I've ever had. The strategy is actually coming to fruition. I kind of can't believe it. $556-point word. Holy cow. And we got lots of plays for the final round, man. Swap a tile with a vowel from the letter bag. I mean, to get the chain rolling, I mean, it's so easy for us to find E's, man. Refresh is free if you have a tile with a score of 8 or higher. A word has 4 I mean, dude, honestly, this seems kind of crazy. I just need to look. We have one with 8 or higher, but do we want to refresh? No, like we could sell this because this is now like a flat gainer. It's easy to get rid of. Works once per round. So it's basically like I'm doing this for 1 refresh. Honestly, I think you take this and you just try to get across the line. It's not that cool, but okay, times 2 of the first letter is an E. What we're looking for is, like, we want to take advantage of this, but we want a non-dotted E first, so we would swap it. And it must contain this. And ideally, it would be 5 letters long. Or lose 2 plays. I could tank losing 2 plays to get like 300 points. I would be okay with that. So let's not worry about that yet. Oh man, it's getting crazy. I can't find what I'm looking for yet. But can I tell you something? It's really tempting, man. There's no shot that's not a real... I'll burn a play for the joke. That doesn't bother me. 39 points is god-awful. Holy cow, that's bad. We'd really like you to be in a word with an E. The 5-letter words that start... Eagle! Okay. You become an E? Oh no, I have to use it. Eagle. Preferably you would use this on the next one, but let's get it set up now. There are 2 consonants in a row. It's not going to be a lights out word, man. But it's going to be pretty good. And perhaps more importantly, it puts us in an awesome position to that's actually still pretty good. It puts us in an awesome position to use a refresh because we're not like in love with these words and we'd love better tiles. Okay. Again, starting with an E would be nice. It's not a 5-letter word, but endure kind of seems okay when we got 13 plays left. There are 2, wow, 5-letter word is really like the gas, man. Whatever. We got this is why we took 13 plays. So if not every word is beautiful, we still don't mind it. 44, that might be a little on the light side. Okay, this is actually still fine. Also, you're worth 9 points. Holy cow. You play erase. It's okay if you're in this position. But actually what you do is you shuffle this for an E and then use this in that spot. You play erase, not 2 consonants in a row, 5 tiles. First letter is an E. It's gonna have 2 doublings associated with it. This could be like 150 points. 212, even better. Okay, now you want a one that starts with an E. Of course, man. If I may be so bold, why don't we play emoji? 5-letter word, starts with an E. Our next one, we're gonna wanna start with an I. But that's still, we wanna see the doublings. Those doublings are doing fantastic work for us. I think we're actually gonna make it, man. Now we want to start with an I. We'd love to keep the chain rolling. Ideally, it would end with an E. And ideally, it would be 5 letters long. This is a pretty bad one. It works. It keeps the chain rolling. It didn't use the letter, so we lost 2 plays. That one's on me. I'll tell you what we do. Turn this into an O. Zooey. We've been down this road before. Don't lose sight of what we're trying to do here. We get 1 doubling out of this and a lot of points. We need 162 points in 6 plays. It's like less than 30 points a play. It's so doable. If the first letter is a Y, yeah, we can do that, bro. Because we'll put this... Ah! If I may, I think it's a great time for a reroll. We don't love our letters. That's the letter we're looking for. It would be nice to have an E first so that we could set up the super double E. But, I mean, truth be told, if we just get like a single doubling out of that, I think for sure we make it. these are becoming long videos, man. It's okay. No, it's good. It's good. It's good because it means it's a little bit of a puzzle. You'd like it to start with a Y. That's not going to happen. So this is kind of like a filler word. It'd be nice if we could end it with an E and have it be, you know what? 4 letters long is kind of the dream. So why don't you become an E and then play rates, but not with, I know it looks like we should use that, but we got bigger plans for you. 4-letter words don't count in this game. We use the A. We get a small amount of score, but it's for free because that doesn't count as a play. And then we want the first letter to be an E. We have etude again. So let's turn a D into an E. Put this E in position 1, and I honestly think this runs the table. I think this is the end. Etude is like, it's a stud for us here. 170 with 2 doublings, 700 points from a single word. Oh! All right, dude, we're gonna keep it going because we put together quite a run there. I'm proud of myself. I don't know if I want to go up to legendary difficulty yet. That might be one for stream when I can lock in for a little longer. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I will see you next time. Later.